Fresh out of Nida. Good evening, Chica, my friend. How are you? Let me just do some things here with this shitty chat, just so I don't have to look at. Okay, I wonder if there's some like. Is there a software to group YouTube and Twitch chat when multi-streaming? Give me 1 second. Live push. Is there also this kick.com, right? There was also this thing. How I also wanted to multi-stream to this thing as well, but I failed last time when I tried. I want to try to. I tried to stream to this. I think I got like a super good. Fuck. What did I sign up with? I think my programmer network email. Yeah, exactly. I think I got like a super good slug here. Programmers, yeah. It's just like, how do I stream here as well? Let me try. So settings, stream key. I see. Give me 1 moment. Could I like... Shit. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, I actually had this plugin for multi-streaming to different places, right? Yeah. Chat, multiple chats. Okay, wait a minute. Multiple output. Add a new target. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. So let's try this. Kick. Is it kick.com? Yeah. And then let's try this as well. It would be pretty cool if we could stream to this, but I'm not quite certain though. No, that's actually the wrong thing. They wait a minute. Oh, that's not correct actually. No, give me 1 second. So can I copy this crap? Yeah. Okay, got it. Username, usually no need. Encoder, get from me OBS. Okay. Let me just try to stream to this platform as well. I don't think it's gonna work, and then we're gonna start coding. I just want to see, or maybe programmers is offline. Yeah. Yeah, I think my encoding settings are too high for this platform to handle. Kick.com streaming settings. I wonder though if I try streaming to with different encoding settings to this platform, then my computer is gonna have to encode the thing in right output settings. Yeah, shit. Okay, give me 1 moment here. Stop, modify. Standalone encoder utilizes more CPU. Thank you very much for the follow. We're about to start coding. Give me like 2 seconds. Yeah, this is why is it like, why is can I not like have, yeah, this platform cannot handle much, it seems. So let's use what they require. But you know, I'm streaming in a high, like super high quality. So it seems that this guy can't really handle much. Okay. So let's say bitrate 5000. Yeah, that's kind of low. Keyframe. I think this is the only thing that I guess we have to nail. And then the resolution 1920 by 1080. Yeah, that kind of sucks, right? Can we change that somewhere just for this thing? Encoder. Scene, get from OBS, here, resolution, yeah. So 20x 1080, yeah, that kind of sucks, but that's what it is. Okay, let's try that, okay. And then let me just try once more streaming to this platform. All right, we are streaming to it now, I think. At least it's telling me that we are. Oh yeah, we are actually. Okay, cool. Let's now just see the system settings because now we're encoding two different things. So let me know now here in Twitch, Chica, let me know if the stream is lagging or something, because now my computer is streaming to 3 different places, and for this place it's kind of should be fine, I think. Still, just let me know if it's lagging or something. Mintao, good evening, buddy. All right, well, we're streaming now to 3 different places, so hopefully I think you should learn CSS first and foremost, right? Bootstrap is a CSS framework. Tailwind is a utility library for CSS. So the best thing you can do is learn CSS, and then when you feel confident about it, then you should do other things, right? So that's the path. If you don't know CSS, then yeah, then you should learn CSS first. 25 gold, good. Okay, because we're streaming now to 3 different platforms, I just want to know. I just have to make sure that yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just figured, why not, right? I mean, why not, right? I mean, I am streaming to YouTube now as well, I mean, for some time, right? So now I'm multi-streaming to 3 different platforms, right? We're live on YouTube over here, right? And actually, for those of you who are gonna actually spend this stream with me, I would actually highly appreciate if you guys can actually watch me on YouTube and not on Twitch. I mean, you can still send messages on Twitch, but I would highly appreciate if you can actually watch on YouTube, simply because I want to get to the point of becoming that partner. And actually, I mean, since you're watching me already anyway, right? It doesn't matter for you. But it's gonna, because to become a partner, right? I need to get 4,000 public watch hours, right, this year. So if you don't actually care where you watch, then just as well make sure to watch there. All right, well, we're streaming to this thing called Kick Viewers 1, so that's actually great. Let's just continue. I need to kind of put somewhere an image that yeah, that I'm just answering chat on Twitch, because actually it would be nice. Yeah, because now I need to have. I actually just as I told you guys before, right? Just so you understand that fundamentally, right? I don't have any ads enabled, right? So just FYI, just to make sure that we are on the same page, right? All of the ads here on my end are disabled, right? So just so we are on the same page, just so you know that the ads that you're watching have nothing to do with me. I don't make any money off of them, etc., etc. So just we are on the same page, right? Let me show you. I don't even know, man. Like, you see, I don't even know where that ads crap is, let alone enabling them. I don't fucking even know where that is. It's ridiculous. Where do I even enable ads? I genuinely don't know. Stream. Ads manager. How do I get? Okay. Affiliate. Where is that? Where is that menu item? Affiliate. No. Yeah, maybe here. Yeah, it's here. So look. Ad-free viewing. Allow subscribers to watch your content for free. All of the ads are disabled. So you can see here, ads, inactive, disable pre-rolled ads when I run. So there's enable stream display. So there's no ads enabled on my end, nor I make any money off of them, right? And also this is enabled. And I assume this is, so it seems to me that what Twitch did is that unless you're a subscriber, yeah, well, to me, it seems that if you intend to watch on this platform, you need to subscribe. To me, it seems that I don't have any ability to help you, right? I cannot help you because it seems to me that the Twitch made it only It seems to me that this option would make you not see any ads. Allow subscribers to watch your content on your channel ad-free, right? So that's it, just so you know. So irrespective of this channel, I cannot do anything, right? Everything on my end is disabled. So if you're seeing ads, then I can't do anything about it. That's unfortunately how it is. You'll have to live with that. Can't help you there. Can't help you there. All right, cool. So let's kind of get started hacking today. Exactly. Hacking some bullshit. Ah, fuck. Been walking with my wife and my son for like maybe an hour or two. So many mosquitoes outside. It's freaking crazy, man. It's freaking crazy how many mosquitoes there are. And we live in like super center of Copenhagen, like mega central. And still there's like so many of them. Crazy. I mean, to be honest, like irrespective again of this channel, if you are watching someone, you should sub anyway, right? I know that this sounds shitty, and I don't genuinely give a fuck about your $5 a month, right? I mean, most honestly. But I think, I think it's just respectful. Like, for example, if you're spending 10 hours a month or 20 watching someone, and if that doesn't feel like it's worth $5, I mean, the thing is, the Twitch's platform, I think, is gonna fail. They're gonna be their own doom. I definitely think that, but I also think that this is entertainment to some degree, and also knowledge sharing, right? So if you want those people, I mean, irrespective of me, I'm not relevant, right? But most of those content creators, they live off of that, right? Off of this. So if you don't sub to their channels, they have no other choice, either not to stream or they have to do some other stupid stuff to solve that, right? They're gonna have to find a way. If people don't sub to people that, so there are three options. So if people don't support the creators that they're watching, the creators have maybe one or two options. You either have to enable ads, or they have to find sponsors and then play their ads. So either way, it's kind of logical. It's just, I'm not pissed about that. I actually think that if you're watching someone, like spending a lot of time, watching an ad or two is the least you can do. That would be very, let's say, fair. Let's not be kind of unthankful. But the problem is that shit that you're watching doesn't go to the creator, it goes to Twitch. So that makes it, if you know, when you subscribe, 50% of money goes to Twitch. So if you subscribe, for example, let me give you an example. If you sub to my channel now, you're gonna give me $5. Then out of that 5, I don't know, Twitch is gonna take 2.5. Then I'm gonna pay 40% tax. So I'm gonna make, let's say, 80 cents off of $5, or actually a little bit more, right? So it's quite an irony, actually. It's hilarious, right? It's just fucking, it's like, it's hilarious. I don't know how to call it else, right? Just ridiculous, right? It's like a begging amount of money, right? Like a beggar amount of money. Crazy. All right, beautiful. Let's get started hacking here. So this morning I was writing some article, and I'm just slowly now trying. I'm gonna also started recording this course, and I'm slowly kind of seeing what's missing and blah 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 as we go. I also noticed that, for example, since a lot of people are now following me here on Programmer Network, right? So many dependencies in package.json. No, I mean, this isn't many dependencies. No, I don't think so. I mean, this is all tip-tap. So this is kind of one thing, let's say, just broken down into smaller packages. Actually, this, we will actually nuke this. So we're gonna actually remove this stuff because we don't really need that. Am I really using React table for something? Okay. Jesus Christ, man, what is this bullshit here? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, I don't know what to say, right? I mean, it's either way for me, if I wanted this Twitch thing to be even remotely useful financially, right? I mean, overall, right, it's ridiculous, right? I mean, I find this platform to be hilarious. I can't comprehend how someone can do this full time. I mean, honestly, unless you're like a student or you live in a super poor country and you know, you don't have kids, wife, girlfriend, bills to pay, I guess I can see this working. But this is a joke, man. Like, I mean, you know, if I had to live off of this, I mean, I would fucking starve, man. It's ridiculous. I don't genuinely understand how. I don't know. That's hilarious. Dude, what the fuck is going on, man? No, I mean, you could make some buck here if you have a lot of subscribers. If you had like thousands of subscribers, then you could say, okay, well, that can be meaningful, right? Dude, like, I don't. I've seen that you set up sponsor on GitHub for PN. How did you see that, actually? I did do that, yes? How did you see that? Oh, wow, okay, cool. So they enable, so GitHub approved it, nice. Wow, that's actually really cool. Actually, thank you for letting me know. Did I get an email from them? Yeah, I did set up the sponsorship page, yeah, indeed. Your sponsors. Nice. Okay, nice, they enabled it, beautiful. Yeah, I did set it up and I want to try some things with it. I want to see if I can make some buck on it and then spend more time. Essentially, the idea maybe in a couple of months from now, as we grow this channel and this project, is that I kind of try to... The idea is that I try to kind of get some kind of growth, some sort of support from, you know, various type of people. Someone chips in $10 a month, someone 50, someone 100. That way, over time, in a couple of months, I could afford, you know, to stream more, to maybe, you know, work less in my full-time job and do this project and stuff. So for sure, I'm thinking in that direction. But actually, this nice, very nice. Okay, cool. So now we have that. Very cool. So how do I share this with people though? Very cool. Okay. Yeah, and then I'll need to actually update this. I need to update this sponsorship page. Just like, hey, you know, if you want to meet with me 1 hour a week or some shit like that, you know, you can do this. You can blah blah blah. Sponsor. Okay, cool. But how could I like share this sponsored page? Ah, nice. Now, okay, so this is the sponsorship page. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Nice. So this is our page. Beautiful. And then you can do, what can you do? One time, monthly, choose a custom. Okay, so I think what I'll have to do eventually off stream, I'll need to kind of add a few tiers and stuff. Sponsor Twitch command. Let's actually do that. Pretty cool, actually. But that's a good idea. Streamlabs, I think it's here. That's pretty cool, actually. Nice. I'm actually very happy that they, GitHub. Yeah, I mean, something like that, for sure. For sure, I mean, I would definitely, like, yeah, 100%. A meeting, one-on-one session, you know, depending, yeah, the mentorship, whatever, right? Absolutely. 100%. 100%. 100%. Nice, cool. All right, beautiful. That's pretty cool. Let me just test it and then sponsor. Nice. All right, cool. Thanks. Okay, cool. Great. Amazing. Beautiful. La 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 la. Amazing. Okay, cool. So, all right, let's actually finally, after 20 minutes of talking bullshit, let's start doing some work. Yeah, all right, cool. So let's go to our backlog. Okay, so let's actually start here. So what I want to do, we need to optimize this. You can see now, if I go to my profile, right, you can see that this query takes like 5 seconds. Why does it take 5 seconds? Because I have 52 followers, 85 following. So we do a join, and then we have to join 137 people, right? This is very inefficient, right? So obviously what we have to do is do a count on this, and then when you click on one of those things, then we fetch. So when you click here, then we fetch the list of my followers, right? Because right now it's incredibly inefficient. When you come to my profile, I basically do a join, I do a left join on this crap, right? So that's incredibly inefficient. And that's beautiful to see, kind of, because we didn't know, right? So now we know, and now we can optimize it, right? So, so let's actually see how we do that. So if I go, I guess, to, let's see which endpoint gives me this. So let's start there, because this is what I've noticed recently, is that it's just super slow. You can see that this query takes, like, let's see, takes, so actually 2 of them. That's insane. So I get /me, which is, yeah, that's incredibly crazy. Yeah. And then I also do this, right? Tags, avatar, followers. Yeah, so here it is, right? So we need to do a left join on this, blah, blah, blah. So that's pretty crazy. Okay. What is this endpoint for this? Okay, so let's find that. Let's go to our API. Let's go to users. Symbol shift. Thank you very much, buddy. And let's then find this stuff. /register. I guess /user. It's this one. Yeah. So getting the user, right? So you can see here we're doing a join on this thing, right? So let's ask ChatGPT to solve this for us. Just quickly, because I don't know how to do a count with a SQLite ORM. This is my query for getting a user on our programmer network. Whatsoever, it became really slow. More of the followers a user has as we are doing a left join. Can we somehow do the counts instead? So I only get the actual number of followers and following instead of doing a join and getting all the documents. Averagely sized rabbit. Nice nickname, man. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see how we can do the dot call. And then, yeah, I wonder how much faster is this. This is. Is this significantly more performance than doing an actual join? All right, give me 1 second. So, okay. Let's just take a look at the database. So we have user followers. Yeah. All right. So let's do this optimization, I guess. So I'll just actually grab this piece of code and we're gonna pretty much just replace this, right? Let's remove the sequelize thing. Let's import. Do we actually have call imported already? I guess we do. Okay. What about fn? Are we actually really? Oh, actually we are importing those things already. Okay, beautiful. Is our API still running? It is. Let's go to our local host and figure it out. Let me go to my profile here. Developer not found. Beautiful. What? What? Developer not found. Interesting. Okay, what did change? What did we change in our query? Find the user where username is request params. Username include. Give me 1 second, Mike. So maybe it's because of the schema, right? Let's take a look at that actually. So maybe it's because our JSON schema is different, right? I think so, yeah. Exactly. So if we go actually here, right? Let's just say response false, right? Actually, no, we can't do that. But I'm pretty sure it's because here followers and following essentially expects the array, right? But I believe right now that we should probably do type. Actually, yeah, we don't really need this. Let's give it a shot. Let's do this and say type number. Because it should be the count, right? I suspect that's an issue, right? No? Okay. Let's actually print the actual user when we get it. So let's say console.log dog, cat, cow. Yeah, dog, cat, cow. Let's try that again. Let's hit refresh here. Are we actually getting the user at all? Nope. Sequelizer. Okay, I see. Invalid reference to from clause entry for table tag. All right, so there is some reference issue, yeah. Let's take a look at that. User ID, tag ID, following ID, followers dot. Let's take a look at that. That could be. Let's take a look at our user followers. We have follower ID, followed ID. Okay. Followed ID, follower ID, followed ID. Okay. Invalid reference from clause entry for table tag. Interesting. All right, let's try to kind of give this to ChatGPT. I don't know what the issue is. Let's try to solve it that way. Numinex, my friend. Just started a few minutes ago. Been outside with my wife and kid, and now abusing the bot. What about you, man? How's life? Pretty much, exactly. Pretty much. What about yourself, man? No, that's actually what? Attributes f and count following ID. Interesting. Okay, as mother user following ID. As following ID count. That's actually correct. Group user ID tag ID. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this group is wrong, right? Kirill, you're here, my friend. I don't think we have any tag changes. I just want to do a count here. So it's just the user ID tags ID. Why is also the user capital? That's super strange. Let's take a look. I just want to basically optimize so we don't do a join when we're getting the followers, right? You can see here in production, I'm following 52 people, 85 are following me. So that's doing, 137 joins. Or just getting all of the data, getting whole documents. That's pointless, right? So we should do that under quotes on demand. So when somebody clicks on that, we should be getting that. So we should just be doing count here, but user ID. Let me actually take a look at the tag. Where's the tag? Tag ID. So, but isn't there a user? Yeah. User tags. Yeah, the robot is the best for those types of things. Just automating that crap. 100%. Let's see what happens if I don't group this, but that's not gonna work, I'm sure. Yeah. Still fucking fails. Okay, beautiful. User ID must appear in the group by clause and use the aggregate function. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So we have the user ID, tag ID. I have a junction table for at the references user and the tag. It has two fields, user ID and tag ID, right? Is this the case? I think honestly, most people who hate CSS, they hate it only for one reason, because they haven't spent enough of time understanding it, right? Why am I saying this? Because I've been there many years ago, and until I realized that I just don't know it and that I should sit and learn it, since that time I don't hate it anymore, right? I don't actually hate anything, right? More competent you get and more experienced you get, less you hate things and more you provide solutions, right? I mean, it was painful, true, but it was possible, right? It's you know, I mean, it's way simpler to learn things than to complain about them, right? Because complaining about them, it's not gonna solve the problem. You're just gonna complain about them today, and in 5 years from now, in 20, I mean, if you keep making the same mistake all over again, and you keep doing the same thing again, and you expect a different outcome, then you either need help or you get what I mean. If you keep doing the same thing day by day by day, and you expect a different outcome, then I have to tell you that's not gonna happen. So if you just complain every day about something and you think it's gonna solve itself, it's not, right? Exactly. I would never hire a person in my team that complains like that, right? You're either proactive and actionable or you don't complain, right? But complaints are very common for junior developers, especially, and most do change their mind with experience, right? So that's very common. It's very common to complain about things you don't know. It's way easier than actually understanding them, right? It's like this guy who wrote "I hate JavaScript," right? He hates it probably because he doesn't know it, right? That's why. That's why. Yeah, I mean, when I say, I mean, I hope you don't find it offensive, right? It's just very common for people who hate something. They hate it because they either don't understand it, or you have to be more specific. Saying I hate JavaScript is literally, it's like saying I hate planet, right? It's so undefined, so useless. The statement itself tells nothing, right? That's like saying I hate potatoes, right? Or I hate the sky, I hate grass, right? You know, it's literally like completely random. Nobody can tell anything out of that statement. I hate JavaScript. I mean, it's like I hate, you know, monitors. I hate guitar picks, right? Okay, I mean, only thing I can respond to that would be, all right, cool. I mean, and move on, right? It's such a shallow statement, right? That it shouldn't exist, really. What do you mean JavaScript is not giving? I'm not sure what do you mean JavaScript is not giving. Yeah, I mean, but look, I know that it's very common that we are very absolute in today's world of binary thinking, right? But the thing is, you know, we should also be careful using those words hate, adore, love, and stuff. Because if you truly hate a language, because let's say that, let's even imagine that what you said is true, and let's say that JavaScript errors are not verbose enough, if that's the reason why you hate the language, then I'm afraid that there's not a single language in Galaxy ever written that you're gonna like, right? Because based on what you said, there is a language somewhere out there that does everything perfectly. So the JavaScript is the only language that gives shitty errors, right? So the thing is, right, it's yeah. And of course, you know, I stream here, so I'm gonna challenge things that you guys write. And I expect you to do the same, of course, right? So please don't take this in any offensive way. But when you say things like, I hate JavaScript, or whatever, I hate PHP, or I hate C++, right? It's irrelevant what you say. Those are very, very useless statements, right? Jesus Christ, man. Okay, wait. Absolutely not. I actually love the background a lot. I love the background a lot. So no, honestly not. Not really, no. Vanix, my friend, good evening. I should maybe just solve this manually, fuck it. All right, let's try this. If not, then I'll do something. Was it easy to land the first coding job? I started working in 2008, and I was in 2008. I was maybe 18. I'm 35 almost now, and I got that job when I was a kid as a reference. So I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I don't actually remember. It's been really, really long ago. Very, very long ago. Very long ago. All right. Well, we did get something now. We did get something now. Let's see what we actually got. I'm not doing this project. This project I'm doing for fun. I'm just streaming when I have the time. But yes, of course, I work full time since 2008. Yes. This stream is just having fun, and yeah, building obviously this platform that might or might not ever become something, of course. Hopefully it's gonna become something, but Just give me 1 second. I want to see if this stuff actually worked. NSD, my friend. Good evening. What are we getting? What are we getting? User one. Actually, yeah, the count seems honestly fine. So let's actually just, yeah, maybe this is okay. I don't know if it actually does improve our performance. We're gonna see that when we actually push it to production and see it in reality. But omit hidden tag. What is this doing? Raw user. So are we actually returning this to the front? Tags, username, social. Yeah, so we are actually doing that. That's okay. No, I have not. No. User response schema, social profiles. Where is the following and followers here, right? Type number or how following count. All right. So can I just say here, actually, yeah, let's try that. Following count, followers count. So following count, followers count. Let's try that. See here. Yeah. Now, is that correct? I don't actually know. We'll about to find out. And yeah, I guess we need to fix the front end now, right? So if we go to the front and we go somewhere to profile and then I guess header. Well, I presume we have followers somewhere here. Is following, yeah, shit. Yeah, this is now the biggest problem would be evaluating this state. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to do that this easily, right? Because we need the IDs of the users you're actually following in the front, right? Okay, well, yeah, unfortunately, no. So this is not actually gonna do, unfortunately, no. This query is not gonna do, but what we could do, I guess, let's actually revert this crap. But it's good to know that it worked at least. So we're gonna revert this and we're gonna maybe have to cache this in Redis, right? Let's just discard this. So we might need to do some Redis caching here and to make this more efficient, right? Let's actually see what we're doing in Redis now. Do we have any cache or something? How did I? Yeah, over here. Get user. So we do already. So I think in Redis we already have. Let's see. I think we already create a user map. Yeah, users exactly, and we have a ID. Interesting. Because I don't use TypeScript, that's why I don't use TSX. All right, so we actually have all this mapping in Redis already, right? And that's amazing. So we can say cache dot, I guess, client. Wait, get user, get mappings. Yeah, I actually do have an idea how we could make this more efficient, right? Let's try that. So here in our Redis cache, right, we can say async get users, just so we don't get useless stuff. So we're gonna get all the users and then we're gonna return them. Actually, yeah, we can just do that. So that's okay. And then pretty much Vanix, super smart and humble, yes. exactly. Let me just think here for a moment. So basically what we could do, and it's super uncommon, right? But that could be a way to do this faster. Actually, we maybe don't even need Redis, in fact, right? So what we could actually do, since we do have this junction table anyway, user followers, right? Let me just think for a moment. 666, good evening, buddy. Okay, so what we could do instead of doing those joins, right, is we could get the users from this junction table. We can just get basically the list of IDs, pretty much. Where is it? User tags, user followers. So here, so followed ID, follower ID. So if yeah, exactly, I have an idea, sure. So what we can do here, we can say const followers is equal to pretty much this exactly, right? And then we can say where, but that's not, that's going to be followed ID is me, basically. So give me all the people that are following me. This way we don't need to do a join and stuff like that. This should be super efficient, I think, at least. And then here I can say follow the ID. I think so. Let's take a look at this thing. Follower ID, followed ID, follower. Yeah, something like this, right? And then over here now I can say console log, followers following. And I'll just put this back just so the code actually compiles. Jesus fucking Christ, man, come on. All right, let's refresh this. Developer not found. Beautiful. Yeah, why the fuck is this failing, man? Seriously? Find all. Ah, okay. Because there's no find all, right? All right, cool. Yeah, exactly. It seems so. Why is it undefined? That makes no sense. There actually is find though. User followers. Is this wrong name? Hello from Estonia. Good evening, Leo. I was wondering where you were. Yeah, user followers. I think that's the name. True user followers. Yeah, interesting. Models user. Come on, man. Jesus Christ, dude. Seriously. So fucking annoying. Column user follow ID does not exist. But that's actually super strange. What? Super strange. I don't think this has literally anything to do with TypeScript. Like 0%. And I know why you're saying that, but that's absolutely not the issue. Literally. Nor TypeScript would have any role in this. This is a data structure issue. This is a data model issue. Nothing to do with TypeScript. Literally nothing. 0% had to do with TypeScript. I mean, yeah, it doesn't make it bad for sure, right? But this is not a TypeScript issue at all. And I'm not worried that this is undefined. That's not the point. Even if it wasn't undefined, it's just that I don't actually remember now. Are we even using this thing? Obviously not, right? So that's my problem. Because I don't see, so true user follower. So we do have a junction table. Model user belongs to model users as followers, as following, through user followers, right? And then we do have the user followers, right? So super strange, super strange. Genuinely super strange. Let's see. So how come that we don't have this table created, right? This is just a default theme with the background, right? So there's nothing, it is my own, yeah. But this is just a normal theme, right? It's called Dark Modern, and I'm using this background extension, right? The terminal is a Windows terminal. I think you can find my video on YouTube somewhere. Yeah, there you go. I think it's that. Is it that? Yeah. No, I mean, it's a bit strange, right, that this table doesn't actually really exist at all. And I'm wondering, give me one moment. It should exist though, right? That's the problem, I think. Perfect, awesome. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. Yeah, this should kind of exist, right? And I wonder though now if it doesn't exist, because let me try one thing. Yeah, it's more of a, I forgot how I implemented this, so I think yeah, so I wonder maybe that, yeah, okay. Give me one moment. All right, let's see now. So maybe, just give me a moment. So now there's followers. So the problem is that locally, so basically the table wasn't created because there were no records, right? So that's why. Jesus Christ, man. Are you kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me here? What is this? What? This is unbelievable. It's still saying it's undefined, but there's clearly a table called user followers, right? It is created. It's 100% created. It's here. The table is here and it's created. It's called user followers, unless I have a typo or some shit. I think it is. Let's take a look. I don't see it as part of this list at all, actually. Follow the ID. Follower ID. No, but I can see actually that, yeah, so the problem is that indeed, yeah, fuck, how would we then use this? Yeah, this is equalized now, so we can't, so the table is there for sure. It's just, give me a second, let me think about this. We're creating this slightly different, give me a second. Yeah, I think the problem is that, yeah. Give me one second. There we go. Yeah, all right. No, the thing is, I'm using Sequelize ORM, right? So it does some of the stuff on its own, right? So it creates this table, but what I didn't do here in the code, I didn't expose that on this model's object, right? So in simple words, the table is created, but the reference to that model or that object wasn't there, right? Because, you know, when you create relations here in Sequelize, you basically, it creates the table for you. So you see those two kind of calls, those two calls have created user followers automatically, right? But what we didn't have user followers on the models themselves. So what I just did, I create user followers object without the schema, and then that thing is gonna actually fill up the schema, right? Yeah, but super strange. That's why I said I don't think that TypeScript would have done much here, because it's a very, yeah, it's a very kind of, yeah. Cool. Well, okay, so let's continue with this optimization. I think this is actually literally what I need. Give me 1 second here. So followers, the data values, follower ID, follower ID. That's actually pretty cool. So now we can see actually, yeah. Actually, give me just 1 second. Yeah, before I actually do this, let's just figure out, because I don't know what type of object still SQLize creates. I don't remember the API well enough. Yeah, and this is now exploding, I suppose, because this to JSON doesn't really, yeah, exactly, motherfucker, okay. And this is where TypeScript, for example, would be useful, right? Technically. Those circumstances, 100%. Okay, so we're getting null, which is good, and follower ID 1, followed ID 2. So that's actually correct, right? So because null, we're getting null because, wait a minute, followers following. So model user follows final where followed ID. Yeah, this is actually correct, yes. Okay, good. And then it seems that this is an array of objects. I would hope so, at least, right? So essentially here, I want to say, let's just try something like this. And are we getting? We were getting null. Actually, wait a minute. Let me just go and follow a few people here locally. Shit, what's going on? Didn't actually like that. Did we mess something up? Yeah, we did mess it up. Give me 1 second. JC, good night. Thank you very much for coming around as always. I hope you have a good night. So how did we break this now is my question. Transaction has been rolled back because it has been finished with state commit. The fuck, man. Good night, JC. Okay. All right. All right, let's see. I could generate this with a faker, but doesn't matter. Let's just do it like this. Let me go and follow myself. Yeah, over here. Nice. Let's go back and log in. Yeah. All right. So let's go back here. Let's go to our own profile. Here we have follower ID 9, followed ID 1, followed ID 9, followed follower ID 1, followed ID 2. Okay, cool. All right, so now I guess, is this, what the fuck is this, man? Okay. So this seems to be an object, right? And it is. So we're gonna, no, it has to be an array, right? So let's try to fix that. So let's get over here and let's say follower.map. And for those guys, we have follower ID. So those are actually the followers. So follower ID. So probably we're going to say this, and we want to compose an array of integers. So we're going to say something like this. And then over here, we're going to do the same, but we're going to do the followed. Following. Then I guess I'm going to say followed ID. Cool. Let's print that now. Yeah, and then we get the int arrays, right? So that's good. That's great. Perfect. That's literally what I wanted. And yeah, so that's actually the change. I think we're almost done with this. So over here for the followers and following, we have to change this. So it's going to be basically items type number. And same goes here. Type number. Then we spread this. Then we say followers and following. Cool. Okay, this should blow up now because we have changed some stuff. Unless our API is actually blowing up. No, it isn't. Let's see what we get. What the fuck? Cannot be converted to a number. What? Ah. No, this is actually fine. Ah, my bad, my bad. Let's do this. Then we can get rid of that. No, no, no. No, actually, no, that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. All right, cool. So that should be giving us now the actual strings. And it does followers and following, and they're just integers, right? Yeah, exactly, right? So that's almost okay. So now we have to update the actual front end, right? Why am I not logged in anymore? Ah. I see, okay. All right, so that's good. Kind of, it's almost good, right? Pexi, good evening. This is almost good, even though I'm actually super strange. How are we even? So actually, yeah, that's all pretty good. So I think, yeah, we're now just doing that count. We're not, yeah, so that's kind of fine. The only next thing we would have to do and fix in the front end is that we actually fetch those when you click here, right? Because right now, yeah, there's nothing. So that's yeah. Yeah. Where do I actually, I forgot, where do I trigger this is open? Yeah, so let's take a look at that. Modal is open, set is open. Okay, I see over here, right? So basically, yeah. So when we actually open this modal, right? Yeah, this modal actually should deal. So this followers actually should deal with Well, the thing is, right, we can do whatever, right? But the point is not to do the joins, right? The whole optimization here, right? If we go to production, right, just so you can understand the problem, right? If I go to production, right, you'll notice obviously, right, that when I go to my profile, we're now fetching data for 137 people, right? Because we don't only need their name here, we need their slug and stuff like that, right? But anyway, we're not going to be doing that anyway. We're going to be doing that if somebody clicks here, then we're going to fetch that date. We're not going to be fetching any data because doing that is useless. It's waste of resources, it adds to load time, because when somebody comes to my profile, it's not guaranteed that they will want to click here or here, right? Right now, because we didn't care before, platform wasn't even live, we didn't really care. Now we actually care, right? So the optimization is we only want to get the count here, and then when you click, we fetch those users, right? That is what we're doing. That's pretty much what we're doing. And we almost did that now, right? So from the context of the API, we actually no longer We no longer do a join here. Well, actually, we shouldn't be doing this anyway, so we should kind of remove this crap. So that is the optimization we're doing here, right? And now we're just getting the IDs, right? Okay, good. Okay, so we did that, and next thing, yeah, as I just said in the front end, right, we only want to fetch stuff if you actually open the modal, right? So this modal contains the followers. So those followers here, and even more, right, we should be fetching this based on the tab you're in. So we should even separate the following and followers. So when you get here, we should fetch, then you click here, then we fetch this list, right? And obviously, as Numinix said, yeah, we want to obviously select only 3 properties, but that it doesn't really matter how many properties we select. We still need to fetch all of those users, right? And that's okay. So let's fix that next. Let's fix that next. So we have the tabs, which are here in the followers. Yeah, so let's try something like this. Use effect. And then let's say here, what do we have? First name, last name, tab, active, focus for default index. What is this? Follower tab list. Is there a way here in our tabs component to get the index of the, let's see, what does this have? Tabs, tab props, default index, selected index, yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do something like that, right? Yeah. And then here we're gonna actually just print the selected index because I have an idea how to optimize this. So we do minimal fetching of things we don't actually need. So let's go over here and yeah, let's click one of those fellas, selected index 0, and then on click we should be basically, yeah. So let's just say on, I guess on, is there some on change? Let's see what we actually get here. Do we get the index? Yep. Fucking man, this VS Code got so broken in latest few releases. It's not even real. It's completely fucked up. Unbelievable, man. What the fuck? I don't have to use anything, no. Why would I have to use it? I don't have to use anything. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is great. So now based on the selected index, we can decide what we actually want to fetch, right? So do we have, if I go to README, and if we open our Swagger, right? Let's see what we got. What are we talking about here? About the user, right? Do we have a get user followers? Yeah, let's implement those endpoints, right? So let's go to users router. So let's get over here and implement 2 more endpoints. So it's going to be slash username followers. And then it's going to be slash username following. And then get user followers. And if we actually go to user, we basically pretty much wrote both of those already, right? So it's basically both of those. Yeah, so it's pretty much going to be this. Then here we can say follower IDs. Then here we can say exactly. Yep, pretty much, literally 100%. 100%. Yes, beautiful. And the same and then get user following. Yep. Let's following IDs. Pretty much like this, right? Exactly. And then let's get back here. No, no, no. Yeah, over here. So get user following, get user followers, and actually the schema is the same. This is going to be slightly different. So get user followers is going to be, so there's no URL parameters necessarily needed. But yeah, we can still provide this. It's okay. Yeah, we can still do this, but we don't really need the URL parameter at all here. So we're not using it, but let's just keep it for the sake of just URL consistency, right? Here whatsoever, we would need it, right? Something like that, right? Let me just double check one thing. No, give me a second. Users model. Yeah, all right, cool. So that's okay, get user following, username request, then we find the user, and then we do the user ID here. Whatsoever this is inaccurate, that should be request.user. This is the logged in user. That's correct. Beautiful. Let's test those things. Let's also create those in our collection here in Thunder client. So we just have them. So let's go under users resource and let's say new request, get user followers. And this is pretty much going to be slash this v users, let's say slash Alexander slash followers. Pico, thank you very much. Followers. If we try hitting this, obviously it's going to fail because we're not logged in. And let's make sure that we do have the actual we're actually missing a middleware here, the authentication, the authorization middleware, right? So let's find it on request. The app is authenticated. Yeah. So let's make sure that you need to be logged in to get this. Yeah, same goes for this thing. Beautiful. I mean, you will. Don't get impressed. It's just that many years of doing this stuff. There's nothing, honestly, that impressive, to be very frank with you. It's just when you repeat this same thing a million times, it just becomes very, very generic and very repetitive. So it's not that it's not amazing in some sense, depending on how you look at it and from what the perspective and experience, but it's you know, I am using Redux, yes, in the front end. Yeah, definitely. Even though, I mean, again, state management, right? State management is I'm gonna actually record a course soon on state management in the front end in general, because I think state management is one of the most interesting and most fun topics out there, right? Well, I mean, a lot of people are confused about those things, right? And we can talk about it if you want, right? But the context and Redux are two different concepts, and they serve different things, right? React context, right, exists because they wanted to fix the prop drilling issue, right? They wanted to fix the issue where you have some container component and now you're passing some prop 10 levels deep from component, let's say level 1 to level 10, right? And context does that, it solves that, right? But context is a different type of thing. It's not meant necessarily to fix the state, all the state issues you might have, right? Even though you can indeed have a top level context in which you define your global state, you know, some very global thing, right? I mean, not really, right? So it really boils down to experience, really. And I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything. It's like, for me, it's actually not, because I've used all of these libraries. I wrote my own Redux many years ago, right? So it's not really, this is really all that it is. Look at it this way. So generally in a modern web app, right, you have an app that looks like this. Then you have some views, right, all over the place, and some of them change when you click on something, some of them don't, right? And really, I mean, it's not that difficult when you kind of really understand it and get it, right? So think of it this way, right? Imagine that you have things like this, right? So imagine this, right? Imagine that this is some container component, another component, another component, and another component, right? And then this is some component, and this is some component, right? Now, this is your app, right? This is your top level component. This red thing is your app. It's like app TSX or app JSX or whatever, right? Now the huge issue where most people, especially less experienced people, make mistakes when composing state is there are two things you can do wrong. First and foremost, for example, Simple Cookie has mentioned context, right? Or even Redux, right? Now, the most fundamental thing when you're working with state is the ultimate question. Do you know the difference between short-term and long-term state, right? So this is fundamental question, right? What is a short-term state? What is a long-term state? Short-term state is an input value in your search, right? You know, you type something in the search, you press enter, that value is gone. You don't want to store that in Redux or some global state. That's a temporary long-term thing. Now, is the user logged in, for example? What's the theme of this whole thing? Is it dark or light or whatever? That's a long-term state. So that you want to keep somewhere in some global state, like here in a global state, you know, theme dark, logged in user, right? Now the issue with the context API has created since it came is that a lot of people said, shit, why would I ever store state anywhere else? I'm just gonna pile it all up here in the top, and if I ever need any component to use it, I'll just, you know, consume that, you know, it's a consumer pattern, right? So I'm just gonna consume this thing, right? But that's really wrong, because that's not how you deal with state, because the state is really never only global or never only local. Some components have to have local state, right? So somewhere you have to have use state, right? And then something, right? Well, I mean, I disagree. Be very careful how you use those words. Everything is flexible, right? Redux is flexible. Use state is flexible. I mean, what do you think that context solves? Because think about it. The context on this level and use state on this level, they're exactly the same thing. The only difference with the context is that inside of this purple component, you can consume it from this level. You don't need to pass it down like this. You don't have to pass it to this guy and then down to this guy and then to this guy and then to this guy, right? What you have to very carefully understand is that this context pattern couples all of your component to some state somewhere, and they really become very hard to test because your state is not coming to the props, it's coming from some magical place, right? It is, nobody neglects that. Redux indeed, and context. Redux utilizes context so you can consume the Redux value in any level of your state. And it's as bad in certain things as context, because context, again, is not state management, it's just a way to pass props. Context has very little to do with state. Context has all to do with passing props by avoiding needing to pass it to every level. But either way, props are the most natural way to pass properties to components. Props are just attributes, right? So you wanna write your components as much as possible that take props. This is the most flexible and best way. This way you can unit test your components easier, you can compose them easier, right? Etc, etc. If you use context all over the place, now that component, if you want to use it anywhere else, is bound to that context. It always uses the value from the context. So anyway, what you want to do always is you have to think through container components and through simple dummy pure components, right? So generally, that's why you should utilize the container pattern. You have some container that's responsible for fetching data, holding some state, etc. Then you have dummy pure composable components So this is how you want to build UIs in general, right? Now, when I hear this word as a simple cookie used, he said, give me a second, he wrote, the content is flexible. There's nothing worse in programming. There's no worse term that you can rely on in programming than saying flexible. It's flexible. It's convenient, right? It's easy, right? This is not how you write code. Oh wow, it's so easy. It's so this, it's so that. I mean, writing global state is also easy. Let's put vars on top, right? Sure, well, everything can be used in different ways. The point is how you use it. I'm not saying that it cannot be used in different ways. I'm just saying, just because you can do it, yeah, let's put all the state, in a global state. Why even bother, right? Let's all just have one big global state, and that's not the point, right? You have to mix up all of those patterns to get the best out of it. I guess my point is this: every single time when you can, work with pure functions and pure components. So this is the most natural and most scalable way to build UIs. So have those super stupid components. Always try to work with props as much as you can, because props are going to enable you to be able to test those components easily. You'll be able to make stories out of them because they just take some dummy attributes or props, right? And they render something. Once you start having a bunch of those, use selector, use whatever, you are now binding those components, right? To always depend on that state. That state is not passed through the props. It's just being consumed from somewhere magically, right? So this is always your ultimate goal. Sometimes it's not going to be possible, of course. And then you have container components, which simply just deal with data fetching, and then they pass down the props to those things, right? And again, you can have some global state that's minimal usually, right? So again, global type of values, authorization, theme, whatever, right? So you want to keep this minimal, and then you want to utilize container components, right? Exactly. I mean, global state is needed, right? Global state is needed, again, for those types of things. Type of, which theme are you using? Who is the user that's logged in, etc. Those types of things. So there is always a huge need for a global state, but for the most part, you want to avoid it, right? Because it's basing your whole application on this convenience, right? Yeah, let's all just lift it all the way up, then we don't have to worry. We can then just pass it anywhere we want. That's completely wrong, right? Because things become very easily unmaintainable because there's no structure to your components or anything like that, right? So yeah, okay. Well, that's it. That's pretty much it. Let's get back to this. Well, there's a huge difference. I mean, again, it's uncomparable. Redux gives you Redux DevTools. Redux gives you a lot of great APIs for dealing with data fetching, for mutation, debugging and stuff. So you cannot compare them. Again, you're taking one tiny feature that context has and comparing it to Redux. Context helps you with avoiding prop drilling, and that's it. That's what it does. Context is not state management API. Context just gives you an ability to pass state down by subscribing from within some nested component. Redux gives you the whole toolkit to work with state, right? So with Redux toolkit, so let me show you what I mean, right? So if I go to my Redux store, right? Sorry, let's go to the front end. So if I go to my Redux store, right? So let's go source. Where is it? Store. Let's go to users. Let's go to user reducer, right? So this is how I deal with, let's say, asynchronous things in my Redux store. I have those slices and I say, hey, when user is logging in, when that promise is pending, set this state. When the promise has been fulfilled, that means this for the state. And if user fails to log in, that means this for the state, right? It doesn't make it cool, no, because you cannot use that use reducer. You can only use that in that specific context. You cannot use that, you cannot share that dispatch with different reducers, right? So it's not the same. I mean, it's simply not, it's literally technically not the same. You cannot reuse the dispatch from use reducer in React with other reducers. So that's another point. So for every reducer you make, it has its own instance of a dispatch, right? I mean, if you don't feel any need for that, then, I mean, honestly, that's a valid argument. I never said that you can't using reducer with context. I'm saying you cannot share the same dispatch instance, same dispatch method with different reducers created by use reducer hook in React. Each reducer has its own dispatch method. So that's, again, another reason why you don't want to use it as well. But either way, look, if you don't find a need for using Redux, that's great. Then don't use it, right? I'm just saying it's not the same, right? It's very different. It's very different, right? And again, you get the Redux dev tools, which are even the Redux dev tools, even this is worth installing Redux for, because this is the most amazing state management library for debugging that I've ever used, right? So just having this thing is already amazing, right? So yeah. Yeah, all right. But I do agree with you that if you don't have a need to use it, I mean, that's a super fair point, then simply don't use it. I cannot agree with that more. Like, that's how I pretty much, obviously, you've been watching me now at least for a few weeks. I also... I think simple cookie, to be more clear, right? When you create a reducer from using the use reducer hook in React, you get an instance of a dispatch method. You can only use that dispatch to dispatch actions related to that reducer. You cannot dispatch different actions which are not bound to that reducer. So in simple words, each reducer you create using use reducer has its own dispatch. So every single time you have to use exactly that instance of a dispatch. You can't pass that dispatch with the props and then dispatch some other action that's not part of that reducer. I know, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying each dispatch can only dispatch an action that's defined inside of that reducer. So you end up having different dispatch methods for each given reducer, right? Wait, what the fuck was I doing? Oh yeah, exactly. Followers. Okay, but let's get back to that in a second. I just wanna followers. Okay, let's just make sure we understand each other. If you have two reducers in React, you have reducer 1 and you have reducer 2. Each one of those has its own dispatch. Every time you create a reducer in using use reducer, you have the dispatch method itself is bound to that. So I cannot pass this dispatch somewhere down the tree, somewhere nested, and dispatch some other action. There's no global dispatch. Okay, let me just put it this way. There's no global dispatch when using React. You cannot have some dispatch somewhere where you can dispatch any action, because those reducers, there's no combined reducers in React. So every time when you want to dispatch something, you have to choose exactly that dispatch method from that reducer in order to work. So I cannot, so each one of those reducers, I have to exactly pick that specific dispatch to dispatch the action that's bound to that reducer. There's no global dispatch. Do you understand? And this is the huge difference between Redux and, because in Redux you combine your reducers using combined reducers. That's why there's a global dispatch. You can dispatch an action anywhere. Well, I do see that as a problem. Well, I mean, now you're argumenting it in a way like you don't. I do see it as a problem, a huge problem, because I cannot compose my state in such a way where I have to think about, ah, shit, what if I want to dispatch this from here? I mean, for me, it is a problem, right? It's a huge problem. And it's also stupid API as well. There's no reason to have this like this. Why would I have different instances of dispatches for different reducers? That doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, it's just poor choice of tooling, right? They could have also implemented somewhere in behind some sort of combined reducers, right? Where this works. Now I have to think about, shit, I want to dispatch this action from this view. I actually can't do that because the dispatch that I need there is in here or there. Now I have to start aliasing dispatches. This dispatch is actually dispatch from X. And this dispatch is, you know, dispatch from Y, right? Completely unnecessary, right? But for me, it was a problem. Well, okay. I mean, sure, if you never experienced it, then great. Then that's good. That's cookie. We have simple cookie and that's cookie. Okay, let's code a bit. I got really okay. Okay, so we're actually getting give me shit, I know what happened. Fuck, I know what happened. Yeah, I know what happened. So let's get over here, I guess. Schemas. No, router. Yeah, over here, exactly. So I'm gonna say here type array items type objects properties username, exactly, type string, beautiful. No, so we're gonna have to have, yeah, actually username, first name, last name, exactly. And what do we, and username, first name, last name. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's pretty much what we need. Yeah, type object, blah, blah. Okay, beautiful. So let's put this over here and followers, get user followers following, right? Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this, I guess. Yeah, okay, let's try this again over here. Beautiful. Okay, that's what we got, right? I mean, I think fundamentally we agree definitely on one core thing, and I think that's important. Definitely use whatever fits you best. If you don't really need Redux, you should never use it. I cannot agree more with you, right? So 100%. I think it boils down to a lot of different things and you know, ways you like to write code, the ways you prefer things. But 100%. I mean, less libraries the better. So if I can avoid Redux at any time, I will avoid it. Absolutely, right? Exactly, 100%. 100%. Cannot agree more. 1,000,000%. At the end of the day, I mean, it's less libraries, honestly, the better. It's new request. Let's call this get user following, and then this headers. Yeah, let's actually just grab the cookie. Cookie. Let's do this following. Yes, beautiful. Okay, great. So this works. Cassie Dev, good evening, buddy. All right, beautiful. So we got those queries now, I think. Yep, we got those queries now. Numinix, good night, my friend. Thank you very much for coming, as always. Appreciate it, man. All right, so let's take a look at this now then. So let's say here, console log selected index. Sure. So let's say here request dot, and this request is our own the wrapper that I built, right? So this one. Let's just go there and rename that. It is an instance of a class of an object. So let's say here request dot get. So it's like v1. How is it? v1 API v1. Yeah, shit. So let's say here API v1. I guess, do we have a username or something here? Username. Yeah, we don't. Shit. Okay. Followers, I guess. Yeah. And this is just a dummy thing, and then we're gonna move the code around and stuff. So let's just make sure we're actually getting this stuff here. And then where can I get the username, first name, shit, followers? And where am I using this component? Followers. I guess, yeah, over here. Okay. Do I have a username here? So actually, I do have a username. Where am I getting that? Okay, cool. Let's also pass here username, followers, first name, yeah, followers. Super strange. We'll need to clean this up eventually, but let's see. So username, insert, prettier ESLint, yeah. All right, cool. So let's now go here and let's see if we are actually getting anything, and then we'll write some proper logic for that. So I click this. Okay, great. So we are actually, so API v1 Alexander API v1 my bad, users, I think, username, followers. Hey man, I didn't want to kiss you, greet you. I meant keep it simple, stupid kiss when you were talking about. I see. How you doing, Cassie, man? How's life? Okay, followers are here, beautiful. Okay, so let's just write this logic slightly different, and then we can restructure it, reorganize it, and blah blah. So let's just say here, hey, if selected index is 0, then what is the 0? Followers, we want to get the followers, right? Then we're obviously going to turn this into some methods, whatever. Else, I will use an else only in this case because we might add different tabs eventually. Let's just say here, no, actually not. And then we're going to say if selected index is 1, do this, right? And then just say following instead, right? And then let's take a look at that, blah, blah, blah. So let's go over here. Followers, following, right? Yeah, okay, beautiful. Actually, it's hot here. I'm good, man. I've been hanging out with my wife and kid the whole day, and yeah, we had a company event yesterday, so got drunk with my colleagues. That was pretty nice. Good, not much. That's a good question. That's a good question, Kirill, right? We probably shouldn't, right? So let's cache that temporarily, right? So, okay, let's add some state, and then we're gonna prettify the code. Let's do the rough work first. So let's say here, so give me 1 second. Focus following length. No React right package, no. Okay, following followers. So I guess we should rename those to counts. So let's actually go here. So followers dot length. Actually, wait a minute. I think that should be fine for the most part. Yeah, it is. Okay. So followers count, following count, shit. Following count, yeah. Followers count. Yes, beautiful. How far are you on your Kanban board? I mean, honestly, lately I haven't really been looking much at the Kanban board, but there's always a lot of work, man. This is a huge project. and this project has no end, right? So yeah, what is to say, right? There's a lot to do, and this is an infinite type of project. This is never gonna end, right? I mean, you know what? Actually, let's write our own small version just quickly of something like that thing, right? So let's write our own use query or whatever, right? Actually, that's a good point. Let's do that now. That's a good point, right? So let's say export const use query. We're not going to implement any caching or invalidation or whatever shit, right? Let's just implement use query, use fetch, whatever, right? So let's say here use effect. Oops. Let's have some state here. Const is loading. Set is loading. Use state. I try not to use those libraries simply because I wrote a lot of stuff that's actually pretty amazingly written, and it fits my project, this project specifically, very good. And it gives me just it gives me an enormous power to build those subsystems in a way that fits. The biggest problem with a lot of those libraries, they're amazing. I agree that use query is great. The thing is, a lot of the libraries that you mentioned, they're generic. They're supposed to solve all sorts of problems, bunch of different problems. For instance, I don't give a shit about caching that use query provides, and bunch of other things, right now. So in a way, I agree. I agree 100%. It's just the beauty of building some of those things on your own sometimes is that you can make them work really well with the rest of your system. You can tailor it so it fits really good with your own system. And that's, I think, the only difference, right? But I cannot agree more, yeah. We have the use query here. I mean, should we provide fetcher? So you can see, for example, with use query and use SVR, you would provide your own fetcher method here, whatever. I don't care about that, right? I have my own request, so I don't have to write. So for me here, we're gonna take the URL or something. So that's the beauty, right? But we could, of course, do the same. We could write a wrapper around, use query. So it's the same shit, right? At the end of the day, right? Okay. The only difference here, I'm gonna actually enable this to not only be a GET request, but I'm probably gonna make it to do it for all sorts of things, right? So here we can say method, right? And default one is gonna be GET, right? And actually, we can't do that there. It's okay. Here, I'm going to say request of method. And of course, if this was a TypeScript, we would write an interface for this now and stuff or whatever, or an enum. But here we'll just say how you're gonna treat. We're gonna see. We'll figure it out, right? We'll figure it out. So this obviously is not gonna do right like this, but we can do it in a slightly different way, right? Or Ah, motherfucker. All right. I think actually you're right that let's leave this just let's leave this with a single responsibility, pretty much like a use query. So let's just make sure it indeed it only gets the data. Oops. And then yeah, catch then. All right, beautiful. All right, great. Beautiful. Okay, let's use this crap in here. Now, why would you make them one-liners? Why? Why would you do that? I have the try catch not because of the potential issue that the request would have if the request doesn't get resolved. I have a try catch in case request library fails. So it's for a different use case, right? This try catch is not meant to catch this thing. It's meant to catch this failing for other different type of reason, right? Even though that's less likely. But if I fuck something up here because this is my implementation of my fetcher, I mean, this doesn't really have to be here. That's very less likely, right? But it's not meant to catch this. It's meant to catch this failing due to some other reason, right? So it's just another, yeah. All right, let's try one thing now. So let's try this with our hooks, right? So let's say use query. Is our own thing. And let's say here something like this. Jesus fucking Christ, man. This fucking, like, this thing, this shitty Copilot sometimes is just, like, look at this. Stop writing fucking code, man. Jesus Christ, man. I think, yeah. Actually, what the hell am I doing? Let's say here, data error is loading. All right. See, does this work? Okay, cool. Cool. And of course, yeah, I fucked up. All good, all good. All right, great. Okay, that's not quite great. Let's see. So strange. Tab list, maybe is it here? Tab list props. So let's select index on select on index number last. Okay, so on select on tabs, on select on select. Then I guess what was it? We get the index. Beautiful. So let's say here index. So actually we're gonna, so let's get rid of this crap and then this. Here we're gonna say, actually we don't really need to work with the index. We just need, so let's just say here set URL. And then we're gonna do something like that. Oops. Like this. Oh, I see. All right, never mind. It's okay. Damien, thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Jesus fucking Christ, man. And this fucking VS Code, like... Unbelievable. Sullivan, my friend, good evening. Sorry, man, I was just focusing on this. Good, man. How are you? How's life? How's everything? I mean... Good, man. Just fixing some stuff, was optimizing this follower stuff because it was a bit slow. Basically in production, like if you go to my profile, right? You'll notice that it loads super slow, right? It takes like 5 seconds. And then you can see there's like, you know, there's like 137 people we have to fetch, right? So I was just doing the count now on this. So just kind of playing with that a bit, right? Just trying to optimize that because it shouldn't be taking all that time, right? So this is actually fine now. It's just the way that we kind of done it here is a bit shitty, not really great. So let's fix that a bit. So selected index, that's all good, right? Just in a way, yeah, I mean, so essentially, yeah. We're not loading all followers. No, we're not doing that anymore. That is the optimization. We're doing the count now. Okay, but yeah. So the only thing with this now is that I mean, I guess, right? Like we could technically do this in both places, I think. Because I don't think we really need this anymore, right? But let's see about that. But yeah, that would be the idea, I guess. And of course we need a loading state now, and now it's gonna explode, right? Because yeah, so let's kind of just for fun say if is loading, right? Whatever, actually, wow. So let's just do that for a second, right? Yeah, okay. There we go. So it kind of works. We just need to do a little bit better here with, yeah. So yeah, but that's the idea, to kind of, yeah, just have a data here so we don't, yeah. Yeah. We just need to fix that little glitch, right, that we're seeing now when we switch. There's that, right? Yeah, so the problem is that we're really setting this, yeah. I mean, it's okay in a way, right? We do have the spinner already, or maybe the Twitch, maybe the stream is just lagging. I think stream is lagging. Yeah, I've just added the spinner. It's just, yeah, we're having a slight glitch here, I think. M7, thank you very much, buddy. It's almost great. I have the spinner for everything. Yes, I have the spinner for everything. Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, super strange. And what is the URL of this copy? Can we like inspect this or something? You can do it through the DevTools in the browser. I happen to know that. Okay, let's enable throttling. Anska TV, thank you very much. This is cool. Okay. All right, let's actually disable throttling, doesn't matter. If it's loading, show the spinner. Which glitches? Can you be more specific? I'm not sure what do you mean that's not a spinner. But why does it matter where it is? This spinner is gonna happen before the tabs are even rendered. And this is in the model. This is the followers are rendered inside the model. So I'm gonna show the model, and then first thing I'm gonna show is the spinner. When the model renders, you can actually see the spinner spinning in the top right. It's just very fast. Well, that's a different issue, I agree, but that has nothing to do with what you said. Has nothing to do with that. Spinner is exactly where it has to be. Spinner is exactly where it has to be. So this glitch indeed is what we have to fix, but that has nothing to do with this issue at all. This is related to the fact that we're only using a single data object. You're 100% wrong. You cannot be more wrong right now. Again, it has literally nothing to do with that. The only reason why that's happening is because we have the data which is used in the same followers and following. We're using the same object for both things. And the spinner, the reason why the glitch happens, 100% not. The reason why this glitch happens is because the loading state is wrong in the hook, not that the spinner is at the wrong place. I mean, again, I am using the spinner. I mean, you can literally see it here. It says if it's loading, return the spinner, otherwise render the tabs. I mean, okay, let's say that you're right. Where should I put the spinner? Let's say that you're technically right. Where should I put this? Yeah, but that's literally where it is. This is where I list the followers and following. This is the tabs. Tabs are beneath it. I'm not sure what you mean. This is inside the model. Yes, we are inside the model now. Yes. Okay, so the loading state was wrong. Yeah. So basically what's happening is that the hook, right? So essentially, once the first thing would happen, we would set the loading state to false. And then, so essentially we just needed set this loading to true. Exactly. Yep. All right, beautiful. Okay, so let's first check if it's loading, and then if there's an error, then we want to just show something. Let's see, something went wrong, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay, so let's throw an explicit error somewhere. Let's just come here and say, I don't know. Let's say throw new error. Let's do this. Let's try that. Well, actually, that's not quite going to do exactly what, not really what I wanted. Let's just say that error is empty object. Okay, let's just... and then let's just center this text or some shit like that. Let's make this actually a div. And let's also say here item center, whatever, yeah. And we need to make this h full, I guess. Let's try that. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of looks horrible. Yeah, it looks pretty bad, I would say. I agree. Do we have some icon or something? Have a good weekend as well, Cassie, my friend. I mean, I don't... It's actually a good... I mean, it's a good question why you're not using something, right? But I'm not using it because I don't need it right now. That's why, right? If I need the features of React, of the use query or whatever is it called, React query, right? I'll install it in 2 seconds, right? Right now I don't need it. I don't have the time now to utilize all of this and all of that amazing stuff that library offers, right? I don't have the time for it. Hence, I'm not going to install it now. Icons, images. Okay, let's go to the SVG. I have pretty much every single thing I have is my own thing, right? Icon library as well. I didn't install any icon library. We build our own like this. Let's call this bug SVG. Ah, shit. Which one is it that I like? This one, right? So let's grab this SVG. Let's smack it in here. Let's get rid of this crap. Why is it not formatting here? Are you kidding me? What? I'm not sure where this there's I mean yeah, okay. I mean, it doesn't matter, man, like the thing is, I'm using whatever I want, right? That is fundamentally how it works, right? I don't, it's like, why you're not using this library that I'm using? Like, I'm using things that work for me, right? Out of 2 billion things that can work for you, right? So it's kind of right, like it's like, why does it matter what I use, right? It's kind of almost like this. I don't know how would I even explain it. It's almost this some sort of dystopia of. It's like I use whatever works for me, man. That's how I build things. All right, let's leave it like that. This is probably, I'm using Mac. I mean, for work, for my full-time job, I'm on Mac for many years. I stream from this. This is my personal kind of insanely good desktop machine for streaming. But this is my M1. This is my work laptop. This is what I carry to work. And I'm just using this machine for streaming, basically. No, we don't have rounded corners in this project. This project is pretty much very flat and very futuristic. So we don't use rounded corners anywhere. I actually am not a fan of rounded corners at all. Keep in mind, just be careful. I do not want to build everything from scratch. So let's. So I'm by no means telling anyone to do that. That's also very silly, right? The thing is, again, if any of you ever sits down and tries to build a fully fledged featured social platform that's secure, scalable and stuff, then you're gonna have to make your own decisions, because of course it's very easy to be on the opposite side and ask me, why am I not doing everything perfectly? You have to keep in mind, I'm doing this 2 hours a day, sometimes not even that, after work, family, kid. So of course it's way easier to sit on the other side and ask, well, why are you not writing everything perfectly? I mean, if I was you, I would do all of this just perfectly. Why are you not doing? Well, try. I mean, sit every day for a year, every evening on a stream, answer questions and build this, and then in a year I'll ask you why. You know, why don't you just install, you know, exactly, why don't you just install social platform, you know, why are you even building this? Just npm install programmer network, right? Try it. The best reason why is that you sit and build it yourself. And then when you try, come back to me and then we're gonna discuss it. I think that would be fair. So if you're wondering why, sit, build it, see how easy it is. It's like, why are you, Alex? Why are you not building all of this perfectly? I mean, if I was you, I would just do this all amazing. Why are you not, you know, don't you just remove this and write it in Rust and fully unit test all of it, infrastructure, front end, back end, you know, UI. Just do it, man. It's so easy, right? Yarn add cookies. Exactly. You know, it's always kind of, it's like, why don't you just do everything perfectly, man? It's crazy. I mean, if I was you, it would just be all amazing. I mean, yeah, exactly. Try it. I challenge you to try it and then come back to me. npmi, TypeScript, exactly. All right, so I think we kind of optimized this. I think we're done almost. Pretty much, actually. I think we're done. Yep. Null pointer exception, exactly. The only kind of thing that it sucks is that we have the spinner here, which basically doesn't show the tabs at all, right? So that kind of UX wise, that kind of sucks because you can see that the tabs are gonna glitch. So we should probably fix that before we really move on from this. Like I saw that pretty much instantly when we started, when we kind of almost finalized this. So basically, I think we should just have some conditional. So we should actually wrap those two tab panels, right, in just a fragment, right, and say, all right, shit. So let's just say here, you know, if it's not loading, show this. Otherwise, then let's grab this fella over here and do this, and yeah, and do this. Yeah, there we go. So pretty much that, right? Jamie. Okay, great. Okay, so that's great. So we are kind of done with this feature. I think we're done now. Tech depth and stuff, I'll probably sit on my own with this and see if I have to kind of clean up some stuff that's actually relevant. I don't actually genuinely care about that right now. That's the least of my concerns. Just want to make sure that we kind of did stuff properly. And my main concern, right, was optimizing the load time, because right now actually we're getting indexed by Google, and some of the articles are appearing on Google, right? And we need to basically, yeah, we need to make sure that stuff is loading fast, right? So basically, yeah, the issue that, again, just as a reminder, the issue that we were fixing is the load time issue, right? So if I go to my profile, now it takes 5 seconds because we're loading 137 users, right? So we're doing a join and then blah, blah, blah. So now we have optimized that in the API. So we just don't even do a count. We just fetch the junction table and get the IDs, and we just deliver the IDs, blah, 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 right? Is there any chance I can share that Google panel with you? That's a good question, actually. I would love to do that right away. I'll try after the stream, just so I don't share your email here on the stream, Kirill. But there has to be a way. There has to be a way. But yeah, you can see we're slowly getting indexed on Google, and some articles are showing up and stuff like that, right? So actually, this is just in those who thought that React is not going to work when it comes to SEO, just in your faces, as I said, you were wrong. If you're one of them who said that before on the stream, I'm just showing you how wrong you were. But regardless of that, just I had to shove it in your faces, at least those who were skeptical. But yeah, things are getting indexed and they are shown, and everything's fine. Yeah. There are a bunch of people who thought you cannot use React because SEO is not going to work, right? So I'm just kind of trolling those people a bit, because clearly it does work. Does it work? Is good. That it could if this was server-side rendered. Probably not, but I don't care. I don't need perfection right now. I need things to work, right? If I ever need perfection, I'll implement server-side rendering myself. I found the bug from earlier. Which one, Sullivan? Let's fix it. Let's fix it right away. What's the bug? Let me just see if I'm still streaming on this Kick platform. I was streaming there as well. Am I still doing it? I am. Awesome. 0 viewers. I love it. You can write a thought before you're completing your profile. Really? Wait, you mean using curl or something, right? Like just sending a request via Postman curl or whatever, right? Is that what you mean? Yeah, but you don't see the feed before you complete your profile. So what do you mean? Yeah, but then that's a bug, right? That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. That's a bug. You should not be able to see the feed, right? Yeah. That's a bug, 100%. 100% a bug. I'll test it. All right. No, the thing is, testing out signup is a bit annoying, right? So I'm not going to do it now because I need to literally get the token and stuff like that from the... But we could do it, right? Let's try. So because I'm in development, I think I've made it. So let's try register with email. Try that. You've already confirmed. Okay, well, I think this is something local that I have here. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting it now. Let's try that again, right? Let's nuke the cookie. in production doesn't have this page on first sign. Interesting. Okay, let's debug that. I mean, I should maybe even just remove the username and password authentication anyway. But let's actually see. No, I'm sure there's no cookies. I'm sure there's no cookies, 100%. Not worried about that, but yeah. So something seems to be messed up probably. Let's see, create, register. Try that again, create, yeah. So something exploded, let's see what exploded. Shit. Okay, let's try that once again. No, I mean, okay, well, not the one, no, I don't think so, the one that Sullivan is talking about, no, because that's not live yet, right? We didn't push that to production, right? Register, okay. And then in development, I just generate this token manually here. So let's see, so we're gonna get 403, okay, so let's take a look, but I don't think so, but let's see, /me. Mohitol, thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. So here we have authorization middleware, right? And it's saying here, hey, dude, you don't have access, please authenticate, which means, yeah, but that doesn't make sense because at this point, when I clicked, we do have access, right? We do have access because the token is there. Did we actually did we attach the HTTP cookie to this? Okay, so we didn't actually, so we didn't really, very interesting, okay. That's super strange. So you can see, well, I don't think this is related maybe to that, but you can see that when we try to call /me to get my, we didn't actually yet attach a cookie to this request. If you take a look at the request headers, right? So if we take, let's go and see why would that be. I've never seen that before. Auth me, let's see what's happening here. So get user authenticate reject with value, no error message, blah, blah, blah. Wait, confirm. It could be a regression, right? Past couple of streams I've changed a lot of no, I mean, this is when you sign up. Wait, are you signing up with fake accounts right now? I guess you made shit tons of accounts, right? Yeah, you did. Sure. So you have to tell me which one is yours so I can remove those accounts afterwards, okay? You'll just have to send me the so yeah, this could be a regression, but yeah, I'm not actually quite sure. So let's take a look here, confirm email. So this actually succeeds, I'm pretty sure. And then this sets the cookie in the response. So if I remember, I implemented all of this manually, right, myself. So I know very well how this works. And this is gonna actually respond back with a cookie. So you can see here, we reply with a set cookie with the name of the cookie JSON web token that we set there. So that's actually fine, right? Kirill, man, no stress at all, man. I'm just happy that you're back, that you're around. No worries, man. Thank you very much for responding on Discord as well, man. Guys, give me just 2 seconds. Be right back. Let me just get some water. All right, sorry, I'm back. My son got a bit of a cold, so my wife is running around him. He's crying. All right. So Sullivan, are you still there? So what exactly is the issue? Can you elaborate it once more, just so I know what to fix? So what exactly is the issue? I don't get it. You're saying now that... Well, I mean, I don't... The thing is, I agree with you overlaid, right? I don't disagree with you at all. And you actually can. You don't have to register to check other people's accounts. Like, all of those profiles are public, right? It's just that I didn't have the time to build a landing page to showcase that, right? I mean, if you log out and go to my own profile, you can access my profile. You just can't post and reply and stuff. So it is kind of public, right? It's just, yeah. So you mean when you click on an email, it doesn't send you to complete your profile, right? Okay, well, let me create that because there's no chance I can fix that now. We can do that tomorrow. Let's just put that on the top here. Urgent, small bug. I think when you respond, you often start your replies and you disagree even more when you agree. I'm not actually sure what you mean, simple cookie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, no. If I understand you, I think when you respond, you often... well, I mean, the thing is, you know... Well, because I think deeply about things, right? I don't think binary, right? Things for me, I mean, not everything in my brain, not everything in life, you know, 2 things can be true at the same time or false. 5 things can be true at the same time. Not everything is true or false, right? So you know, and unlike you guys on the other side of the keyboard, I speak here to 50 of you, right? So my brain is not the ChatGPT, right? It's I cannot perfectly respond in fully articulated way to every single message that I get, right? For example, he said that he hates that he has to register, which is neither true or false, right? He hates that he has to register, which I agree with him. I hate when somewhere I have to register as well, which doesn't make it true or false, just because we feel like that, right? Because if I was listening to every single advice of every single person, I would be changing every single feature 5 times a week, because every user hates something and then the other one the next day likes exactly the opposite, etc, etc. So in simple words, it's not that I disagree or agree, it's that not everything at one point has to be completely true or completely false, right? Sure. Fair enough. What the fuck can't be used anymore? Seems like a cache issue or I don't know what. So maybe Simple Cookie was right, Sullivan. Maybe you had some cookie caching issues indeed, right? Maybe he was actually right? Let me actually just remove those accounts, just so I don't forget. Give me a second. AppSmith. Continue with Google, I guess. Wait, give me a second. No. Wait, give me a moment. Shit, what did I do? Never know what I actually... Fuck. Which account did I use here? My first application, no. Sign in with GitHub, maybe. Yeah, programmer network. Wait, let me make sure I don't expose any private data. Queries. All right, let's actually do this. So this one is you, right? Yes, yes. All right. Which one? Which other ones? Which other ones, Sullivan? I know I should just be doing everything perfectly, but that's how it is. I guess those two as well, right? Oh, so Danny and so those two are not yours. I see. I see. Okay, good, good. Thanks. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, great. Okay. So yeah, let's just assume that what you had was some sort of a caching issue, right? Yeah. But basically we have optimized this. I don't feel like pushing that to production now because it's like 1 a.m. here. So I'm not confident that I have the time. Like we would, because I'm not quite sure if I have to write a migration file for this. Where was it? What did we actually do? Wait a minute. What did we actually do? So man, I would appreciate that very much. I would appreciate that very much. What did I want to do? What did I want to do? Yeah. Actually, that's a good point what Simple Cookie is saying. Yeah, I think, yeah, you could always say Sullivan test or something like that. Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I actually agree with that 100%. That would be super cool. Sullivan asshole test. I like that. I like that. I like it. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to the actual migrations. Let's change this to CJS. Sullivan, love you, man. Sleep well. Thank you very much for all the help. And same to Simple Cookie. Thank you for keeping me present, man. So nice when there's someone to discuss things with. Actually, let me just take a look at that though. So let's go here, user followers. We have follower ID and followed ID. Okay. So we have follower ID and then followed ID. Model should be user ID, yeah. Exactly. Do we actually need an ID though? We don't, right? I don't think we need an ID there. No. So it's gonna, yeah, we don't really have a primary key there at all, so that's okay. So what would actually happen now if we just run migrate? So we did actually run the migration, right? Let's refresh this, see if there's anything different. So user followers, it's still kind of there, so it didn't nuke anything. So let's go to our SQL as meta table just to remove that we ever ran this migration. Let's now go to our change. Let's go to the actual API users model, and let's kind of nuke this stuff that we actually manually built, right? So we're gonna do this, user followers, and then we're gonna go to setup. We're gonna go to setup Postgres, and we're gonna also we will do the user followers, right? So now technically our code should be breaking. Well, yeah, not really, right? Let's see what's gonna actually happen. So if we go to localhost and yeah, let's actually complete this. Denmark. All right, beautiful. Developer not found. How great. Yeah, so I think now we're actually failing with this find all, right? So let's try running this migration now again. So run database migrations. Let's try now if this would actually fix it. And no, it wouldn't. And that's primarily because, yeah, again, we're missing this user followers object, right? So if we would actually undo this, that should still work now. Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah. So now the main question is, shit, like if we push this to production, what can go wrong? Let's take a look at that. So let's see what we've actually done. So followers. I mean, we can always, we have CI setup and stuff, so we could always just revert. All right, let me just do one thing, and I'm literally gonna just do a manual backup of the database. I'm using Postgres in the normal way. I would not advise you too much to. So one of the things that I saw in my career, when it comes to Postgres, right? Since they included the actual NoSQL part, right? Is that a lot of people are actually abusing the database, right? So the problem is, going back to talking to simple cookie, the worst thing that you can get in programming is convenience, right? A lot of people is like, oh wow, well Postgres now has JSON-B, right? So let's all just smack it in there in the JSON because it has no structure, so it's very convenient, right? The problem with that approach is that a lot of people are now abusing it because it's convenient. Like you can just create a JSON-B type of some field, and it's like, who cares? I can store 2 fields there or 33 fields in there, right? But the problem is you should not be doing that, right? You should be doing, if you want to use structured data and if you want to use SQL, you should be using tables. If you don't need structured data, then use MongoDB, Cassandra, or anything else, right? Because I think it was a huge mistake that they implemented JSON-B in Postgres, primarily because they assume that people are going to use it in the best possible way, but people are abusing it. I mean, even at my own work, we're abusing it, and then I have to write validation layer in the API because when you're using JSON-B, you lose all of those constraints of SQL of tables, right, and stuff. So, so in simple words, yeah, if you need schemaless type of databases, use MongoDB or something. Otherwise, write tables properly, right? Yeah, exactly, simple cookie. I think the issue is convenience, right? And less experienced you are, more you're prone to convenience because you don't understand upfront the long-term effects of your choices, right? Because as soon as you use, let's say, JSON-B in one of your database fields, you don't understand that now someone else is responsible for validating that what gets in there and out of there is actually what it's supposed to be there, right? And I don't know. Yeah, whatever. That's just my 5 cents about that. Or maybe a bit more than 5, but whatever. Give me just 1 second. The thing is, just give me 1 second. Oh shit, let me actually fix that. This is like, you can see my eye. Beautiful. Where's the camera? Give me 1 second. Let me just fix that actually. I'm not finishing yet. I'm still gonna stream. I just need to do some environmental variable stuff, and I don't want you to see that. So give me 2 seconds. Awesome, beautiful. Give me 1 moment. All right, cool. More often people use same technology with hype. I mean, I disagree with you, Overlaid, right? I mean, all mature professionals don't do that, right? I assume when you say people, maybe you think inexperienced juniors or people here in Twitch, kids here in Twitch. I don't think so, right? I think that any reasonable engineer with several years of experience, they don't do that, right? So I wouldn't say that majority. I think that reasonable professionals, I wouldn't say developers, I think reasonable professionals don't make mistakes like that, or they don't do those things, right? I wouldn't say that that's necessarily true, right? Sure, absolutely. Well, I mean, senior. I mean, a lot of those things. Senior, junior is a perception of how senior and junior and mid-level and expert and stuff, right? It's all about how charismatic you are, how lucky, how much you can sell yourself, and where do you work as well, right? So senior, junior and stuff, it's easy. Again, as I always say in this stream, right? It's easy to talk, right? A lot of developers can talk. You know, I've learned that in this stream, if nothing else. You know, people come here, they know it all, right? But then when you ask them, okay, but what actually have you built? Where did you work? What is the product of your work? What is the outcome of your skills? A lot of people are just silent, right? So yeah, it's easy to kind of, yeah. Wait, where have I been? What have I been doing? Yeah, okay. So back that up. Yeah, so let's try pushing this now to production. I don't know what's gonna happen at all. Let's try deploying the shit that we did and then see what happens, right? Will your social platform have telnet interface like? I mean, you know, the thing is, in general, right? I mean, in general, as I always say, there are few things that I preach for those couple of months I've been streaming, right? And a lot of people who are watching me for those months, they kind of already know what I'm about. But I dislike theory. I mean, I don't like to talk too much, right? At least about skills and stuff. I like to build things, right? I like to show my skills through my work, right? So, but the thing is, there's no point talking about that sort of stuff. Senior, junior, expert, God mode, Rust, Haskell, Clojure, JavaScript. This language sucks. That language sucks. That's just empty talk, man. Just empty talk. It serves no purpose. Shitting on things, complaining about things. It's just meaningless, right? The only product of your skill is your output and work. Sure. I mean, that's why we're here in the stream to discuss technology, absolutely. But the only true product of your skills is your output of work, right? Everything else is just bullshit because anyone can just sit and talk. We can sit here and talk how something is good and bad, but at the end of the day, the product of what you build is how good or bad you are, right? And this doesn't apply to programming. This is basic logic about tennis. If you claim to know to play tennis, then you have to start winning matches. You cannot sit in a fucking bar and talk how good tennis player you are. So it's the same here. It's easy to sit, talk, right? And so anyways, like cheap is talk. Talk is cheap, right? Quite actually opposite. Talk is cheap, right? Anyone can do it. Anyone can say it. Very few can do it, right? That's how I think. I would just much rather sit and focus on building things than talking how things great, shitty, or amazing they are, right? Because that serves no purpose. So actually, yeah, we can discard this crap. By your logic, Plato is bad, man. I'm not sure by binary what you mean, though. What Plato has to do with any of this? That guy his job was to write books and talk crap. So I'm not quite sure what he has to do with this at all. His whole life was sitting down and talking bullshit. Yes, I know who Plato was, man. I haven't been born on a tree. I went to school as well, you know. Optimize loading off. Yes, he exactly did that. He sat down and spoke crap all day, every day. Yes. That's 100% what he did. I agree with you. That's literally what he did. I mean, absolutely. I don't disagree with you. It's just what is the point that you're trying to make? Fuck, what did I want to do? Yeah. Went entire. What the fuck did we? Oh, did I actually publish this? Ah, I didn't publish it. I see. All right, beautiful. Well, let's see what happens, right? Should we have that console log we didn't remove? Shit. Should just implement tooling to remove that, or bore me. Remove. Yeah. Let's actually cancel. Yeah. What the fuck is going on? Why not separate the controllers to different files? I have no idea what you mean. Every resource has necessary files it needs. I don't do flat structures on my files. That is the most wrong pattern of structuring files that exists in programming since day of time. It's the dawn of time. When I see those flat structures like a folder of controllers, folder of tables and stuff, it's completely illogical in every sense. Why would I put all controllers in one folder? Where is the logic behind? Where is the logic of that structure at all? Of course. When you look at my API, it's completely encapsulated. A resource has a controller, a model, a router, a schema, utilities, because I believe truly that a person can only do one thing at a time, right? You can only do one thing at a time. We're not asynchronous beings. So this is how it works. You say, hey, I'm gonna go and fix something related to the user. Then you go to a user folder and find it there. Everything related to user is here, right? I don't need to go to some flat folder of 34 controllers to find the one I need, right? Why the fuck did this fail? Why did it? No. It's one controller. There's a lot of endpoints I have, right? I mean, a lot. It's not a lot, but it's like maybe 40 or something, right? Of course it does. Yes, that's what it's for. No. The best structure is the simple structure, right? Obviously, everything is subjective. Simplicity is also subjective, of course. But you know how programming goes, right? When you're very young, you learn to program initially, and then you read the Four Horsemen, the clean code, the pragmatic programmer, and then you very blindly follow all of this stuff. And then as you get better and as you develop the feeling for code, then you start actually making decisions which are not strict by the book, but logical for you. Pretty much what Totem is saying in a way, right? So the thing is, the path to structure in general goes like this: when you suck, when you're new, and then you start, right, in the routes. Those are all of my routers. So I import the routers like this, and that's it. This is all that there is. And then each there's a controller. Now, the only thing I'm wondering now, if this thing is gonna actually the gangbang of 4, exactly. Exactly, the gangbang of 4, that's a good one. Exactly. That's a good one, actually. Okay, there we go. Fuck, so fast. Amazing. Okay, we didn't push the front end yet. Look at this. Instant. Jesus Christ. This is like 2000% optimization. Literally. It loads now, what, in like 93 milliseconds from like 10 seconds. That's crazy. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, that's good. So actually it worked. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Fuck yeah, let's go. Good. Let's push the front end as well. Dude, it was like 10 seconds. Now it's 89 milliseconds. Beautiful. Jesus Christ. Cool. Okay, let's push this piece of crap code there. Who cares? Sortable list. Yeah, who cares? New icon. Yeah, icons. Yeah. Who cares? Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Good. Good. Okay. Great. Let's go to Cloudflare pages. I love you too, Vanix. I mean, I'm a tech lead in the company, right? Tech lead is not a CTO. I'm not there to force decisions on people. I'm there to enable my team, right? I have a team of 6 people, and my job is to make them all better. And I hope that one day they will all be better than me as well. So it's tech lead doesn't tell people what to do. You propose solutions that hopefully you can. I mean, nobody in your company should ever actually forcibly push for solutions, right? Every time you suggest something, you have to be able to back it up, right? Exactly. I mean, that's what I am at Dream Data. I'm a person at Dream Data. I'm almost pretty much a guy that there's maybe a few of us like that you come to if you need help, right? So sometimes I don't even code throughout the day, and I don't code because I enable others, right? I do not have premium. I don't have premium on Cloudflare Vanix. No, it's a free account. The thing is, I think the reason why I like having you here in the stream, Simple Cookie, is because I think the way that you compose your sentences are in a respectful manner. Like you always say, for me, I like it this way, and I respect that, man. I mean, that's very. I respect the way that you say those things, because that's really the emphasis is on those words. I like it. This is how I want it, and that's great, man. I respect that, right? As long as none of us are kind of forcing those ideas on each other, because there's no real way to structure your project. There's certain guidelines and certain structures, but there isn't really truly the ultimate way, right? Exactly. Beautiful. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Look at that. How amazing it is. Ha. We managed. Okay. We can see that avatars are actually not properly rendered, but we're gonna fix that, right? You cannot deploy full stack app on Cloudflare. I mean, depending what you mean by full stack. If you want to use, you know, service workers and stuff, if that's what you mean by full stack, sure. But Cloudflare is not GCP or AWS or Azure, so you can't really do that, right? Okay, so this optimization worked, and I'm super happy. That's really good. Really good. Really good. Amazing. Beautiful. Actually, let me just see if this still works. Okay, so we'll probably have some glitches here that we'll need to fix. That's okay. I don't care. We'll fix that easy, but yeah. Beautiful. Okay, amazing. How many people did we have sign up today? Just testing this website. I don't plan on keeping this account for long. Okay, fair enough. I like that. Cool. All right, that's amazing. That's really, really good. I'm very happy now with that thing. That's good. That's going to increase the load time drastically. Okay, so should I round up now or should we do some more is the question. Or should we do some more? Whether I want a backlog, yeah. Do you know any platform which lets you deploy Fastify Express API DB included? There are many, like, depending what you need, right? I mean, obviously I'm using Hetzner, so I'm doing my whole infrastructure here manually myself, right? Actually, if you care to see that, right? So it really depends what you write. I can show you my infrastructure here in Programmer Network that I built, right? So it really boils down to what you want. What you need, Vanix, I can show you how I done my stuff here. That's maybe a bit complicated, right? But I'm using Hetzner, so I'm using just bare metal stuff, right? So this is the Programmer Network infrastructure. I'm basically hosting the front end on the Cloudflare pages, and then all the other infrastructure is on Cloudflare, right? So I'm using the Hetzner firewall, like low-level firewall there, and then I'm routing all of my data through Cloudflare, so only IP addresses, IPv6 and IPv4 are allowed to my servers from Cloudflare. Then I have the Grafana, Prometheus, Loki, and Alert Manager stack here. That's basically just for, yeah, I need to actually add my IP address there, but we have that. I have internal Nginx for rate limiting and stuff. Then I have some cron job for renewing my SSL certificates, 2 of them for the API and for Grafana. For the client, that's handled on Cloudflare. Then Redis and Postgres also hosted them. So basically, this is kind of my thing, Vanix, and you can just get this on Hetzner. You just get bare metal machine if you feel confident doing infrastructure yourself. So you could get something like this, 40 euros a month. Actually, no, you probably want something super small, right? So you can go cloud, for example, right? And you can get something a lot cheaper, right? You can get 5 euros a month. So you could get SAX 11, 5 euros a month. You get 4 gigs of RAM, 2 CPUs, right? So this is what you could do. You could use, like someone mentioned, like you could use DigitalOcean, right? So you can go to DigitalOcean. I used to use DigitalOcean for more than a decade, maybe even more. This is the company that I probably used the most back in the days. You can use also something made by AWS, which is made to kind of kill DigitalOcean. They call it light sail. AWS has this thing called light sail, I believe. Yeah. So you can also use this. This is literally the same as DigitalOcean. They literally made the pricing also super cheap. So you can see. So this is on pair with DigitalOcean. You can see you have. So you can use this as well if you wish. Then of course you could use AWS, you can use GCP and etc. But I would highly advise you not to. And of course I've been using Hetzner for almost 20 years. One of my first websites when I was very young was hosted on Hetzner. This is probably the first hosting company that I heard about when I was a kid, and I will always use them because they just grew to my heart, right? Heroku is no longer free. No, Heroku has no free tier anymore. Heroku used to have free tier, but they removed that. So no, they don't have free tier on Heroku anymore, no. And that tier was pretty okay. They had like that's no longer free. But it really depends, right? Like the thing is, I'm a very product-driven person. I care about building value, not code. I don't give a shit about code. So you always want to minimize amount of time you have to spend on infrastructure. Because keep in mind, no user gives a crap about your infrastructure. As I always say, nobody goes to Amazon.com and says, oh my God, this loaded so fast, right? Infrastructure is the most ungrateful thing in the whole development thing, because no user is impressed that your website is fast. That's considered, in 2008, I started my career as a Cisco engineer. I worked with MikroTik and Cisco equipment, and I was a Cisco administrator in one of the companies. And I realized back then, which is why I became a developer at that same time, is that nobody is impressed that their internet works. Nobody wakes up and says, "Oh my God, my internet is so fast," right? So some of those things the best thing you can do for yourself as a developer is not to do infrastructure at all. So if you have a business that generates profit and stuff, go to the cloud, pay that extra money, and save yourself from suffering, right? And then focus on building. Well, that's the thing. Nobody cares about electricity, internet, infrastructure until it stops working. I agree with you. Whatsoever, it's not accepted that those things don't work. So they, for the most part, work. So I agree with you. You're absolutely right. But that's just how it is. It's a very ungrateful job, right? This is 32-inch. The one that I'm streaming from is 32-inch, and the one that I'm looking at you guys at is basically 34-inch. Let me take a picture. It's quite an actual crazy setup. Resolution, I think he actually asked for resolution, sorry. Let's actually take a look at that. I thought he asked for the size of the screen. Display settings. Here's the resolution. 2560 by 1440. And the 34-inch is 340 by 1440. Actually, my Chrome is zoomed in, not out. So cloud is not overpriced, right? I have to disagree with you on that, Totem. I'm very sorry. Cloud is indeed overpriced if you are trying to run a $5. So the thing is, you need to calculate the human time into the equation. Is cloud more expensive than bare metal? Of course. But cloud also enables you to do many things without hiring extra people. So, so it's not expensive, right? Well, I mean, yeah. Ah, fuck, I'm so happy that this was optimized. Beautiful, beautiful. Such a simple fix, and yet it makes a huge difference. Give me 1 second here. No metrics, Cookie. No metrics. Basically, I'm just using the platform every day, and I can't anticipate everything, right? But I'm just using it, and I'm trying to identify at least the bottlenecks like that. Of course, I have Grafana and Prometheus, so I do check the logs. I look for some of the spikes and stuff like that, right? But for the most part, this was pretty much, it was just incredibly slow. It was like super, super slow, right? I just knew what the issue is. I mean, I was doing joins on those things here. And I knew that joining 137 accounts is very slow, right? Because it is, right? But even more so, even more importantly, right? That was not necessary. So that was the most important, that was the crucial thing. Is like, it's not that it was just slow, it was unnecessary to fetch all of this data, right? No research. I mean, I've done this million times, man. This is, I mean, just another name of the project, different colors and shit, but it's the same crap always. It's just a very generic job, and I'm sure you know it as good as I. None of this is hard to build. I mean, when I say hard to build, it's hard because, okay, I need to rephrase that somehow, right? It's hard because you're alone pretty much, and you also have to do the UX and UI, you have to do everything, right? But in simple words, it's not that that's where I'm struggling. It's more like, you know, I see. There was no methodology, no. And that pretty much goes back to, going back to 20 minutes, what I said ago, right? What I said 20 minutes ago, right? I don't think through methodologies anymore, but I understand where you're going with your question. I mean, I understand what you're trying to get out of it, right? You wanted to know if there was some specific automated thing that I had running or whatever that would kind of imply to me that something is running slow. And I do have that as well, right? Let's actually, but this wasn't one of those things, right? But I do have that as well, right? But I fully get you, yeah. I get it. I get what you mean, yeah. I'm fully with you. Interesting. Of course, of course. Ooh. So this is probably the times around when we deployed. Shit, what is this? Yeah, that's pretty crazy actually. 42%. And that's all actually happened. So maybe after we deployed, yeah, after it was spinning everything up, I'm almost certain, I guess. This looks almost like a memory leak of some sort. Interesting. I used New Relic very long ago, and then I stopped because it was too expensive. But I really liked it. It had a lot of stuff and very nice dashboards and stuff like that. Sheet, okay, wow. Actually, I had a lot of greater than 404 errors. Shit, okay. So we are getting actually quite a few 500s. I need to investigate that. What's the good use case for bare metal? Well, good use case for bare metal is that when you're in a state like me, building something like this, and you don't actually want to invest money into something that's hobby for now, and you don't also want to pay GCP, AWS, or whatever and get DDoSed and wake up with a 200,000 euros bill. But today, honestly, for any existing business, there's no point in using bare metal anymore. It just costs way more money than paying for cloud, I think. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, the thing is, right, I mean, all of my stuff, as you saw, as I presented, runs on bare metal, but that's simply because nobody yet was evil enough to try and shit on me, right? But I wish that I don't need to do this, right? And I would also not use Vercel, right? Because that stuff is also pretty expensive, right? That's, I mean, I would assume that majority of people who use that, you know, are building hello world apps and stuff like that. But I would also not couple myself to anything like that, right? As well, right? And I've actually created this sponsorship page today. That's super nice. Super nice. I like that. Where was it actually? Sponsors. What was it? Sponsor, yeah. Programmer network. Oh yeah, no, but where is the sponsorship page? How do I get to it? Is that it? RDR is it is an issue? Yes, 100%. 100% it's an issue. 100% it's an issue. Nice. Okay, beautiful. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Okay, so let's see, because we'll have to round up now. Unfortunately, it's super late. It's like 1:30 in the morning here. So actually, we're done with this. I'm gonna delete it because we went with a different path. So we'll need to do this tomorrow. We'll fix some of those bugs and stuff, and then so I'm gonna start recording. I'm gonna start recording a Fastify course soon, because we built this courses feature now, right? So I'll have to actually start recording some courses for it. So I might actually just spend some time tomorrow. Yeah. But guys, many of you, especially new ones, thank you very much. Cookie, thank you for being here almost the whole stream. I mean, clearly you had some fun since you've been here for at least an hour or two. And yeah, I might stream tomorrow, or I might spend some time just recording a course or something. But either way, thank you everybody. Thank you Binary64, Totem. Thank you for super nice discussions, super nice technical discussions. Yeah, man, I mean, thank you. I mean, like, super good discussions. And I think this is one of the first times where you guys just led the discussions amongst yourselves, and that was super fun, because it's usually me being an ass and just talking like a parrot. So it was actually very refreshing to see some very nice discussions, right? And super nice. Thank you guys. Really, thank you very much. You made me stay as well up until 2 a.m. It's been a very long time since I did this. It's usually 2-hour streams or something. So thanks again. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And sleep well. Have a great evening. Getting old. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you guys again, and I guess I'll catch the rest, many of you tomorrow, I guess, if you're around. If not, I'll see you Monday or some other time. Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. RDR, thank you very much for the nice comment, man. /, thank you for everything, man. Thank you for discussions and stuff. Peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Cheers. Bye-bye.